All right. You there? All right, so I'm in my lab, but right now the garage is completely, oh my gosh. Dude, there's so much crap over here. I got this boat. This thing is in the way, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to give you an update. What's going on with this build right now? So I actually got the trolling motor on a rough install. Let me go ahead and show you what I got so far. So obviously I got the Protruar 65 pound thrust, and I actually cut down the tube over here. Took the head unit and mounted up in front. If you can see, it's right there. But I took the I chopped down some of the shaft over here and extended the wires to run it all the way up to the front. And right now the wires are kind of covered with this tubing. Make a little conduit over here, and it's running all the way in front. I made a little bracket over here, and I plan to remake that and then paint it, so that way I can go ahead and make it a little bit cleaner. It's use the little mounts here for my seat, and I can just go ahead and load it here on the side. Now the trolling motor is mounted on the slipstream. When I shared my first video about this, my plans to use the slipstream, I got a few people hitting me up saying that the slipstream is going to fail with this motor, and they told me why. It's because this motor is 14 pounds and slipstream only supports motors 9 pounds or less. What the hell makes a 9-pound motor? So one of the guys out there actually told me what he did to fix his, and his name is Rick Crab. He's part of my bathtub. He ran a 45 pound thrust motor on his slipstream, and his slipstream was failing. So he said he's actually responsible for disclosing that there's a weight limit on the slipstream, and I didn't know that. But I already have it, I already mounted it, and I went to go ahead and modify the slipstream to make sure that it doesn't fail with the with a heavier motor. My motor is actually 14 pounds right here. So the thing's a beast, isn't it? Now he told me that the slipstream mount where it fails is right here at the hinge, and he said that this hinge was actually being, all it is it's held down by some screws, and these screws will get loose and strip out, and next you know this block will come out. So he showed me his fix, and I followed his fix by putting a bolt that goes all the way through and run it with a bolt on the bottom. And I plan to do that with all 3 bolts over here to make it solid so that this thing doesn't come out. Because I like the slipstream mount, and I think it's pretty cool. But to hear that it's not gonna withstand 9 pounds or more, come on, 9 pounds? Come on, you got people like me that's trying to do some outrageous crap over here. Well, shoot, I took a chance. I'm gonna go ahead and use the slipstream, and if it fails, it fails. That's my fault, because obviously slipstream said that this will only support 9 pounds or less, but shoot, I got 14 pounds here. Show must go on. I went to go ahead and modify this so I can use a pulley system. Now this pulley system over here, I seen some people, they use regular, they just tie a rope and go and pull it over here. Now when I did that, pulling this unit was tough, and because it's heavy. So I remember watching Dr. Science, and I remember that using pulleys would actually lessen the load on when you're pulling stuff. So I added this one right here, and it actually cut down my pulling load by half. Let me show you how I use this pulley system. This pulley system is ran over here by some Yak Attack loops all the way to the front, and I got a round mount ball in front that's gonna hold this pulley rope right here. Now I saw someone on YouTube have they made a little handle over here, and they use a loop, a ring, but I don't have a ring. All I got is shrink tube. So I just made my loop over here, put some shrink tube, and hopefully it stays open. And the idea is so that when you pull this, it's easier for you to put it over the head. Okay, now we got it all pulled up, as you can see. So let me show you what it looks like when I deploy it. And having this little pulley right here on top, man, pulling the motor up and down, it's easy now. Pulled it by half. So I pulled that up and put it up in front, and it works great. Now let me show you that head unit I mounted up here in front. Use some PVC piping and use the slots here on my Titan seat to go ahead and make a mount, so that way it holds it in there, because I want to be able to go ahead and pull this in and out. So right now this is what I have. Like I said, this is just a rough install. I made this bracket over here as a rough draft because I'm going to make this a little bit better. And this is what I got right now. If you take a look right now, all the wires are coming out. They're all protected by the plastic conduit with my PVC mounting tubes, and I can slap it right here on the side of my seat, and my throttle is positioned on the right of my chair, as you can see. Slick, huh? So that way when I'm pedaling away, I'll go ahead and just control my speed right here on the right. But like I said, I'm gonna make this a little bit stronger because right now it seems like a little flimsy, but it's a rough install. Look at the sound of this motor. That's sweet, huh? Damn, look at that. Can you feel the hate? Feel it on your face? Man, I got so much hate doing this whole trolling motor mod, but whatever, it is what it is. I got a trolling motor on my Kayak. Yeah, see? It works out. So now I got my battery here in the back. Let me go ahead and put this down. I got my battery here positioned in the back, and it's in a battery box. I had to elevate this battery box because it was sitting right on top of my steering cable disc, and I couldn't steer it at all. It was actually locked in, so I put some rubber feet in the bottom, and now it's moving freely. I plan to make these wires with a disconnect, but right now I'm just using clamps and they work fine right now. And this is what it looks like when it is closed down. I'm gonna go ahead and strap it down. And that's what it looks like when it's being protected from the elements. So I'm almost done with this install. What I'm gonna be doing next is I'm gonna go ahead and install the fish finder. And hopefully with the next day or so, it's gonna be done. I got one more day left to do the install on this boat and get ready for Berryessa. Like I said, everything is gonna be all rough installed. The fish finder, I already got experience in how to do that. If you guys see my videos on how to install a Lowrance fish finder on a tie-in, I got a plan for that already. So that's the update right now. Shoot, I can't wait to get this in the water and test it out. But the trolling motor setup is done. Oh yeah, for some people saying, am I gonna get my registration on time? Right here, buddy. What? Brian Poland, thank you for providing me my stopgap weed guards. I'm ready to go. And shoot, this is my update with my boat. Trolling motor's already installed. Like I said, this is a rough install, so I can go ahead and get the testing going and fine tune and trim my motor, so that way I can see what my boat is capable of. Thanks for watching, and shoot, I'm almost done with this. I think next time I come back, I'm gonna have my fish finder installed.